The Maine Forest Service in the 1960s jumped on the bandwagon with an organization called American Forests, who was instituting a national champion tree registry. Then State Forest Commissioner Austin Wilkins thought that this would be a really great way to promote the care of trees, but also appreciation for the vast forests that we have here in Maine. So in 1968, Austin Wilkins, with the help of the Forestry Department in Maine, produced the first champion tree registry. Landowners can nominate their own trees or trees in their neighborhood, trees that they appreciate. Foresters, arborists, other folks who are out working in the woods, who recognize large trees, can work with landowners to nominate trees to the State Tree Register.
I am the owner of this property and the proud representative of this champion black spruce. I do keep an eye on it to make sure everything is going well, people are aware of it, and look forward to other people enjoying it.
It's really heartwarming to connect with the people who are the stewards of these trees, who care for them and making sure that they're healthy, but also just really appreciate and want to see those trees carry on. Say 39 feet in that direction. We try to go out and remeasure the trees that are on the list every 5 years and update the list as we move forward. 4.5 feet off the ground is where we try to take that measurement, try to just stay even, and then come around to the base here, which is where the start of that measurement actually takes place. So that's 6.9 feet around. So there are 3 measurements that go into calculating the total point value of a champion tree. The first is the circumference of the main stem of the tree, 4.5 feet off the ground. The second measurement is the total height of the tree. And then the third, it's the crown spread of the tree. What we do for that one is, if you can envision the tree as an umbrella, from one edge of that umbrella to the other, and we take that measurement in 2 different directions and take an average of those 2 numbers. When we do this, we want to get out at the very furthest reaches of those branches. So I'm going to, right about in there, I'm going to walk through the brush and, as close to the main stem again, and look up to where I have that drip edge on this side. So I've got a measurement here of roughly 46 feet. We add those numbers up, the circumference of the tree in inches, the height of the tree in feet, and then the average crown spread again in feet to come up with a total point value. That way we can compare trees that might be short and squat against a tree that might be very tall and slender, so that we're more fairly attributing those measurements. Most people would think that the biggest trees of Maine are probably in the North Woods, in really remote places, and in some cases that is true, but oftentimes our biggest trees are in fact in places that we are great stewards of, which are places like cemeteries and parks in our cities and towns.
Portland is the forest city, and so it's pretty unique that even here in the state of Maine, you don't always need to be out in the middle of the woods to find some of the oldest, largest champion trees. We're right here in Deering Oaks. Our duck pond is right behind us. The rose garden's right behind me. And within sight, we have one of our champion oak trees right there by the rose garden. Off to my right here, we have one of our champion ash trees. So, I mean, right here, this is a walkable distance for most of the residents of Portland to come see 2 of the state champion trees.
After having managed the state's big tree registry for the last 20+ years, I have become personally attached to a number of the trees on the list. It really is special when you get to encounter a tree that is the largest of its species, in this case a national champion, and to see how they've endured, how their strength has overcome any number of things that could have befallen that tree, whether it was the axe or storms or invasive species. It's just really incredible to see some of these trees stand the test of time. We have one tree on the list particularly that's been on the list since 1968. It's been a champion that entire time. It is massive. It's lost huge stems, but yet it still maintains its core structure and maintains its status as a champion. The Big Tree Registry is really special for a landowner to know that they are a steward of a big tree. It also is a really great way to connect the public with the value of our forests for the whole range of values that they provide, not just monetary in the form of timber, but ecological values in the form of habitat and ecosystem services, water diversion, cleaning our air. It's a great way to connect people to the nature of Maine.
Yep, we always come out and give it a hug. Yep, she'll say, let's go give Grandfather Spruce a hug.